Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in the tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone and by no other name. Amen. So, good morning, guys. Hope you are doing well today. Got a lot to talk about today. The biggest story right now: flash flooding in Spain leaves dozens dead in its worst natural disaster in recent memory. So we're going to go over that. I'm going to show you guys how this is not a natural disaster. This is weather control, yet again. We're also going to talk about Israel attacking Iran. We're going to talk a little bit about the World Series. And we're also going to go over all the election notes for election night. That way you guys know what my thoughts are, and we're all on the same page. So, should be a good show. Let me check in with the chat. Hey, it's time to go to heaven. Hey, wary old soul. Hey, Scotty. Hey, Dougie. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Dana. Hey, Todd. Hey, Block. Hey, Six Miracles. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. And do me a favor, when you guys come in, please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. And we're also going to go back over Obama with Eminem in Michigan, because that was top 5 Antichrist confirmations of all time. So we're going to recap that today too, for anybody who missed it. Hey, Viola, good to see you. Hey, Stella. Hey, Heel Toe, how you doing? All right, we got some people in here. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. Hey, Katie. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. All right, guys, give me a second to get all set up here, and then we'll get going. Let's see, how does that look? That looks okay. We'll go with that. Hey, Charlie. Good to see you. All right, guys. In the news today, October 30th, flash flooding in Spain leaves dozens dead in its worst natural disaster in recent memory. And here's a couple pictures of the flooding. Here's one. As you can see, it's pretty bad. And then here's another little picture here in the middle. You can see all the cars there. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so we're going to break this down all by the numbers using gematria, which is simply letters as numerals. And once you learn the simple code of coding letters into numbers, you can see right through the scripted coded news every day. So the first thing I want to point out, this is in the news today, October 30th, and the Prime Minister of Spain is Pedro Sanchez, and notice his birthday is February 29th. So we have this big flooding story coming out of Spain today, exactly 35 weeks after the Prime Minister's birthday. And of course, flooding equals 35. So what are the odds of that? Flooding equals 35. And we just happen to get this news exactly 35 weeks and 0 days after the Prime Minister's birthday, the Prime Minister of Spain. Notice Satan is also 35. Baphomet equals 35. And Catholic equals 35. Which leads me to my next point, the Catholic Church and the Jesuits and Pope Francis. All right? So, we get the flooding in the news today, 35 weeks after the Prime Minister's birthday. Flooding 35, Satan 35, Catholic 35. Now I'm going to show you how this connects to the Catholic Pope, the Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis. Don't forget, his real name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio 201, like the Jesuit Order 201, like Weather Control 201, like Natural Disasters 201. Anyways, so this is in the news today, October 30th. The Pope's birthday, December 17th. So Spain floods in the news 49 days before the Pope's birthday. See up here where it says Spain floods? So it's in the news 49 days before the Pope's birthday. Spain floods 49. Like Antichrist is 49 and Catholicism 49. The Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, right? So Spain floods 49 days before the Pope's birthday, and Spain floods equals 49. All right. Well, Spain flooding equals 66, and this is in the news today, 6 weeks and 6 days before the Pope's birthday. 6 weeks and 6 days, like 66, right? So this is in the news. 6 weeks, 6 days before the Pope's birthday, Spain flooding equals 66. So it's in the news today, but the rain actually started yesterday on October 29th. It says, starting October 29th, 2024, a cold drop, which we'll get to later, a cold drop brought drastic flash flooding to southern and southeastern Spain, primarily in the Valencia region. Alright, so you see here how the rain began October 29th in Valencia. So the rain began 50 days before the Pope's birthday. Check it out. Valencia 50, Jesuits 50. We're only a few slides into this, and it's already pretty clear. This is all connected to the Jesuits and Pope Francis yet again. And as you're going to see, it's also connected to Barack Obama. Spain has the 59, like Pope Francis 59. Don't forget, flood equals 52 and 25, like Pope is 52 and 25. So flood equals Pope. So we get the flash floods in Valencia, Spain. Check it out. Flash floods 54, Valencia, Spain, 54, Jesuit Order 54. Spain flooding 69, Weather Control 69, the Jesuit Order 69. Don't forget, Weather Control is a perfect match to the Jesuit Order in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. And also, I wanted to mention Valencia, Spain is also 81, like the Illuminati 81 in the same cipher. Don't forget, Ritual equals 81. Remember, Mark of the Beast equals 81. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. He scored 81 points in game number 666 of his career. And then he died in a helicopter, which equals 666. Alright, now let me show you the connections to the Antichrist, Barack Obama. So, number 1, Spain floods equals 49, like Antichrist 49. Valencia flooding, 149. Valencia, 149. Antichrist, 149. Obama's birthday. When Obama was born, he was born on the day leaving 149 days left in the year. Think about that. When Obama was born, it was the day leaving 149 days left in the year. Antichrist, 149. Now, on top of that, let's not forget Obama's birthday is the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. But yeah, we got the Antichrist numbers, okay? Antichrist equals 149. And what are the odds? Both Valencia and Valencia flooding both have the 149. Pretty interesting, right? Well, the rain began yesterday, October 29th, and that was 2 months and 25 days after Obama's birthday. And it happened in Valencia, Spain, which equals 225. Like weather manipulation is also 225. All right? So we're building the case here, right? Spain floods equals Antichrist. Valencia flooding and Valencia equal Antichrist. It began 2 months and 25 days after the birthday of the Antichrist in Valencia, Spain, which equals 225, like weather manipulation 225. And what if I told you that the flash flooding was caused by a cold drop? See how they highlight cold drop there? Well, the cold drop happened 87 days after Obama's birthday. See how it says starting on October 29th, a cold drop brought drastic flash flooding to southern and southeastern Spain, primarily in the Valencia region. A cold drop is a weather phenomenon that occurs when a pocket of very cold air separates from a large air current and falls into a warmer region. So it was specifically a cold drop that caused the flooding. And look at that. Cold drop equals 87, and this happened 87 days after Obama's birthday. What are the odds, right? Considering we have the Antichrist numbers and everything else. Don't forget, when you write out 666, it equals 87. Number of the beast equals 87. The beast of Revelation equals 87. Well, would you look at that? This happened in Valencia, Spain. And look at that. Valencia, 31. Spain, 31. Obama, 31. Look at that. Spain equals Obama. They got the 31 like Valencia. And there's the 76, right? We're always talking about Obama and the number 76. So Spain is also 76 like Barack Obama. Remember Obama's book, A Promised Land, equals 76. Obama's movie has the 76s everywhere. Leave the World Behind starts out with the 76 on the coffee cup. They got to take exit 76 to get to the vacation house. 76 days after Obama's movie came out, we had the massive cell phone outage on 2/22. We just had Cuba have a blackout on 10/18. Like Luke 10/18, it was 76 days after Obama's birthday. So, anyways, we're always talking about Obama and the 76. Don't forget the Georgia Guidestones went down on 7/6, which are all connected to Obama. But yeah, Spain 76 like Barack Obama. Valencia also equals satanic in multiple ciphers. Valencia 67 and 50 like satanic 67 and 50. And also, I think it's important to point out that the flood began on a day with 83 date numerology, and flood equals 83. And we just got done talking about the 83 with Hurricane Milton and Tropicana Field, which I'm going to show you on the next slide. But yeah, what are the odds? The flood began on October 29th, 2024, a day with 83 date numerology. 10 plus 29 plus 20 plus 24, 83 like flood, 83. And then, speaking of weather control and the number 83, excuse me, we just had Hurricane Milton rip the roof off of Tropicana Field on the day leaving 83 days left in the year. Milton equals 83. It made landfall on the day leaving 83 days left in the year. What are the odds? It ripped the roof off of Tropicana Field, which equals 83. Remember we went down there? We grabbed a piece of the roof, actually like 4 pieces. Anyways, don't forget that was also the same day we had that big twister outbreak in Florida, and it came 83 days after the movie Twisters was released. And look at that, Twisters equals 83. So we just got done talking about weather control and the 83. All right, guys, that is it for that part. Stick around. Got a lot more to talk about. Let's see. Let's just scroll on down, see what I got for you. We are controlled by the same puppet masters. Yes, 1,000%. So, for any people thinking about voting, don't do it. You'd be wasting your time. And remember, any vote for the lesser of two evils is still a vote for evil. The next president's already been selected, so I don't know why you would waste your time casting a vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. If you really, really, really need to vote, go write in Jesus Christ or Yeshua or whatever you want to write. But don't pick a politician. You know what I mean? Anyways. Let's see. What else do we have? There's my two kiddos. I actually got 4 of them, but there's 2 of them. They had a birthday on 10/26. My son Lucas, he turned 10, and Abriella turned 7. And their birthdays are the same day, 3 years apart, 10/26. So had a couple birthdays a few days ago. All right, I want to talk a little bit about the Dodgers and what happened with Game 1. So this is pretty crazy. Let's see, where do I start with this? And guys, do me a favor when you come in, please hit the like button, very much appreciated, and please hit the share button. If you got a Facebook or a Twitter, very much appreciated. And actually, we got 2 more birthdays coming up. My daughter Ariella, she'll be turning 3 years old on November 3rd, and then my son Zachary, he'll be turning 5 years old on November 7th. So we got 4 birthdays within like a 2-week span. It's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about Yankees, Dodgers. Freddie Freeman wins Game 1 with first walk-off grand slam in World Series history. And what's so crazy about it is the play was highly reminiscent of Kirk Gibson's walk-off homer in Game 1 of the '88 World Series. In both cases, a first baseman hobbled by an injury and delivered a homer. Gibson still reverberates through Dodgers history, and this one will too if the Dodgers can get it done in the next few games. Okay, so what's so crazy? Here, before I even get into the gematria, let me tell you even more why it's so crazy. Freeman's World Series walk-off has wild similarities to another iconic Dodgers moment. Down to the team's last out, trailing in Game 1 of the World Series at Dodgers Stadium on a bad leg, Freddie Freeman belted a home run to the right field bleachers at 8:37 p.m. to lift LA to a 1-0 series lead. Just like in '88, when down to the team's last out, trailing in Game 1 of the World Series at Dodgers Stadium on a bad leg, Kirk Gibson belted a home run to the right field bleachers at 8:37 p.m. to lift LA to a 1-0 series lead. Are you kidding me? You don't even need the gematria for this one, but the gematria really confirms it. You're telling me that both of these home runs were at Dodger Stadium by injured players in Game 1, and both teams were down to their last out. They were both trailing. Both home runs were hit to the right field bleachers, and the craziest part, they were hit at the exact same time, 8:37. You're telling me both home runs were hit at the exact same time? Now, when you look at the gematria, right, the home run by Freddie Freeman came 36 years after the home run by Kirk Gibson. And look what Dodgers equals. 36 in 2 ciphers and look at the score of the game where he did this. The score was 3-6. How crazy is that? So, for anyone that thinks sports are not rigged or scripted, I mean, come on. 36 years later, he does the exact same thing. Dodgers equals 36 with the score 3-6. And yeah, I mean, come on. Down to the last out. They're losing. They hit the home runs at the same time. First Grand Slam in World Series history, right? Okay, so moving on. All right, this was a pretty big story. We haven't talked about this live yet, so let's do that now. Israel begins retaliatory strikes against Iran following missile barrage targeting Israelis. And this was from October 25th. Israel says it is launching strikes on military targets in Iran, describing it as a response to Tehran and its proxies relentlessly attacking Israel since October 7th. State media reported several explosions in the Iranian capital Saturday morning local time. Okay, so yeah, this happened Saturday morning local time in Israel, and it was still Friday night in the U.S. We're going to look at both dates, all right? So number one, right, this happened in Israel time. It happened, and the same with Iran. It was already October 26th, okay? That was the day leaving 66 days left in the year. So what are the odds they would attack Tehran, Iran, with 66 days left in the year? Look at that. They both equal 66. So are they both a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that Tehran was attacked with 66 days left in the year? Is it a coincidence that Iran was attacked with 66 days left in the year when they both equal 66? Right? Like number of the beast equals 66. And according to the Times of Israel, IDF announces Israel carrying out precise strikes on military targets in Iran. See how they highlighted precise strikes, which equals 666, the number of the beast. All right. Big number we talk about with Obama all the time, the number 222. What are the odds that Israel attacked Iran 2 months and 22 days after Obama's birthday? And it applies for both days, whether you want to look at the USA time. It was Friday in the US and it was Saturday in Israel. If you include the end date to the Friday, you still get 2 months, 22 days. If you don't include the end date on the Saturday, it's still 2 months, 22 days. Long story short, whether you look at the USA time or Israel time, it happened 2 months and 22 days after Obama's birthday. Why does that matter? Well, because 2 months and 22 days is 222. The Antichrist, Barack Obama, equals 222. Antichrist system, 222. Obama tested positive for COVID 222 days from his birthday in the year 2022, which is 222. Don't forget, Wuhan coronavirus equals 222. It was declared a pandemic exactly 222 months after 9/11. And then we had Obama back at the White House this year on the day leaving 222 days left in the year. And a million other rituals with Obama and the 222. But yeah, 2 months and 22 days after Obama's birthday. And they were calling it retaliatory strikes, which equals 83. And counterstrike equals 83. And President Obama equals 83. And either way you look at it, U.S. time or Israel time, the retaliatory strikes were 83 days after Obama's birthday. How about that? Excuse me. So yeah, 83 days after Obama's birthday, retaliatory strikes, 83. Some articles called it a counter-strike, which is also 83. All right? If we're going by Israel time, it was 84 days after Obama's birthday, like State of Israel 84. Of course, Obama equals 84. Obama born on 8/4. If you're going by the USA time, it was 207 days after the conflict began, the Iran-Israel conflict, which began April 1st. And we got this news, USA time, 207 days after the conflict began. Obama equals 207. Also, military targets has the 197, like the Antichrist 197. Israel attacks Iran 181, like World War III 181. Remember, just a couple weeks ago, Iran launched 181 missiles at Israel. Hello. Remember I showed you the clip of Donald Trump? He said, I don't know if you saw, but Iran just launched 181 missiles at Israel, and I've been talking about World War III for a long time. 181, right? So Israel attacks Iran, 181. World War III, 181. Barack Hussein Obama II, 181. Barack Obama, 181. Don't forget the 42nd prime number is 181, and war equals 42, Iran 42, World War 42, etc. Hey, Gene Spiced. Good to see you, man. Israel attacks Iran is also 64, like Barack Hussein Obama 64, the Antichrist 64, Israel 64, and we got one of the biggest confirmations ever that Obama is indeed the Antichrist when Israel was allegedly attacked by Hamas. Why was that such a big Antichrist confirmation? Because if you notice, Israel equals 64, right? See that? A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Israel equals 64. So what are the odds that Israel was attacked 64 days after Obama's birthday, when Israel equals 64, Barack Hussein Obama 64, the Antichrist 64, right? Well, on top of that, Israel formally declared war the next day, October 8th, and that just happened to be exactly 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday. So the whole thing literally revolves around Barack Obama. So if he's not the Antichrist, somebody explain to me how this lines up so perfect in addition to 10,000 other decodes. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, somebody explained to me him with Eminem on the perfect day, which we're going to get to shortly. Like, here, let me just say it. We just had Eminem introduce Barack Obama on stage at a Kamala Harris rally, okay? So Eminem is with the Antichrist in Michigan, okay? This year, Eminem put out a song called Antichrist, okay? The first part of the song says the devil came to Michigan. Eminem was with Obama in Michigan 103 days after that song Antichrist came out. Obama equals 103, Eminem equals 103, Dragon equals 103, all in the same cipher. Eminem equals Obama in 3 ciphers. And, by the way, Eminem is a perfect match to Dragon. But I'll get into all that later. But yeah, this is pretty undeniable stuff. Also, I thought it was interesting, this news came 55 weeks after October 7th, and Satan equals 55. Okay, let me go over some election notes real quick. I think we'll do that, and then we'll get to the last part, which is going to be the recap of Eminem with Obama. All right. Just reading some comments. Okay, so long story short, what I want to do today, I want you guys to be on the same page as me, and I want you guys to know where I stand on what I think is going to happen November 5th with the election, okay? And again, we are going to be live all night, November 5th. We'll probably start sometime in the afternoon, and we're going to go live until we have a winner, all right? But anyways, most important thing I need to say, I am not guaranteeing you that Kamala Harris is going to win the election. But I've always said, for years now, that at some point, Kamala Harris will be president. Now, will that be just the brief little 85 minutes when Biden had the colonoscopy and she was, president for 85 minutes? I think it's going to be more than that. Because you got iPet Goat 2 with the lotus flower, Kamala means lotus flower, and a million other things, which I'm going to show you. All right? So my prediction, right, I would not be surprised if Donald Trump wins on election night, because remember, the election is going to be 222 days before Trump's birthday. Trump equals 222. All right? But I would not be surprised if Trump wins on election night, and then sometime between the election and inauguration, Joe Biden either steps down or dies. Like the Gerald Ford prediction in the Herbert Hoover Library, which we're going to get to. Okay, so long story short, my predictions are all still the same. I think we're going to have President Kamala Harris at some point. Might not come through the election, or it might. And my other prediction, Donald Trump is going to be taken out soon, which I've been saying the whole time I've been on YouTube. All right, I've been talking about Kamala being president since 2021. I've been talking about Trump being assassinated since 2020. All right, so here's a post of mine from 2021. I said President Kamala Harris coming soon, and that's because my whole channel is based on the number 222. All right, and notice President Harris equals 222. President Kamala Harris equals 222. This is a very important number, and I'm going to tell you why. We also have the election going to be 222 days before Trump's birthday. So will Trump win 222 days before his birthday when Trump equals 222? Or will we get President Kamala Harris 222 or President Harris 222, 222 days before Trump's birthday? Either way, you can see that this is scripted based on the numbers, okay? So why does it matter? All this 222 stuff, well, like I said, 222 is the whole reason I started my channel. Number one, God communicates using numbers, and 222 is what God used for me. I never heard of gematria, guys, until late 2019. All right, God was showing me the number 222 everywhere organically, and I started researching, like, why am I seeing the number 222 everywhere, which led me to gematria. And then, what are the odds? You know, I was telling everyone in 2019, hey, crap's going to hit the fan soon. Jesus is coming soon. I'm seeing 222 everywhere. He's speaking to me. And then just a few months later, we got Wuhan coronavirus, which equals 222, declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11, and the first U.S. case of COVID was 222 days after Trump's birthday. Okay? And again, Wuhan coronavirus equals 222. Trump equals 222. Donald John Trump Sr. equals 222. Seventh King Trump equals 222. It's my belief that Donald Trump is the seventh king from Revelation 17, and Obama is the sixth and the eighth king. Remember, the eighth king is of the seven and goeth into perdition. Well, what about Joe Biden? He's not a king or a leader. He's a front man puppet. And we all know that's true. What about Kamala? Same thing. Puppet. Remember, Obama said, I'd love to have a third term with a front man or a front woman where I could be down in the basement in my sweats delivering the lines through an earpiece. That's what we have. Okay? And again, let's say Trump does win the election and actually make it all the way to inauguration. He's not in control anymore. He was in control when he was the seventh king, when he rolled out Operation Warp Speed and called himself the father of the vaccine. But he's not in control anymore. And I don't even see him getting all the way to inauguration, even if he wins. But let's just say he makes it all the way to inauguration. All right, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all theater. He's not really running anything. Okay, the real leader, all right, is Obama. And remember, I've shown you many examples of how everything Trump does is connected to Obama. For example, when Donald Trump announced he was running for re-election, that was exactly 666 days after Trump's last full day in office. But that same day was 103 days from Obama's birthday. Obama equals 103. It was also exactly 103 weeks before the election. And remember, we just talked about Eminem and the 103? Eminem and Obama together in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist came out, which said the devil came to Michigan. So anyways, let me hit you with a few more date durations with Trump and the number 222. Remember Trump's famous calm before the storm statement where he said, this represents the calm before the storm? They said, what storm, Mr. President? He said, you'll find out. So he made that statement 222 days before the Clade X simulation. And the Clade X simulation was the pandemic simulation that was exactly 666 days before COVID was declared a pandemic. Don't forget, he also made the calm before the storm statement 888 days before COVID declared a pandemic. Donald J. Trump equals 888. A few more date durations with Trump and the number 222. Donald Trump's sister died 222 days from her birthday. Ivana equals 222. Ivana Trump died 222 days from her birthday. There was also a 222-page lawsuit against the Trump Organization, which equals 222. Trump took the stand 222 days from his birthday in that case. So there's a million other examples. I've been talking about it for, over 4 years straight, but hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. This 222 is pretty important, right? So, the Beast of Revelation 222, by the way, the word beast is also 222. That's in satanic gematria. Antichrist system 222. The Antichrist Barack Obama 222. Harris for President 222. That's what she has on her signs. President Kamala Harris 222. Vice President Harris 222. President Harris 222. Order out of chaos 222. Now, continuing with the connections between Harris and the number 222, let's not forget this big ritual. The wrestler Kamala with the last name Harris, his name is James Harris. He wrestled under the name Kamala. Look when he died. He died August 9th, 2020, a leap year. He died on the 222nd day of the year. He died 2 days before Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as the running mate, which was August 11th, 2020. So he died right before that. Clear sacrifice for Vice President Harris, which equals 222. Now, what are the odds that Kamala, the wrestler, his birthday, May 28th, Kamala's birthday, Kamala Devi Harris, her birthday, October 20th. What are the odds that he died 2 months and 12 days after his birthday, 2 months and 12 days before her birthday, when Kamala Harris is 212? How is that possible? How is it possible Kamala died 42 weeks after her birthday when Kamala equals 42? How is it possible that Harris died 73 days after his birthday and 73 days before her birthday when Harris equals 73? Like sacrifice. And notice his real name, James Harris, has the 49, like Kamala Harris, 49. Lotus flower equals 49. Kamala means lotus flower. She's the 49th vice president. Hello. And then Revelation Antichrist equal 49. But my big point here, we have Kamala, right, connected to the 222, right? Which leads me to my next point. Remember the Herbert Hoover Library prediction by Gerald Ford? And this is, what makes us think, even if, let's say, Kamala Harris doesn't win the election, we've been looking at this for years, and we've always said, and remember, we were talking about this before Kamala was even the nominee. This is when Joe Biden was still the one running, right? And the Gerald Ford prediction is that the first female president wouldn't happen in the conventional way that she was voted in, but she would be the vice president, and then something would happen to the president, and that's how it would happen. Well, what's crazy about that is the statement was made in the Herbert Hoover Library. Look when Herbert Hoover died. October 20th, 1964. Kamala Harris was born October 20th, 1964, the same exact day he died. And when was he born? Herbert Hoover was born on the 222nd day of the year, August 10th in a non-leap year, the 222nd day of the year, 222. So you got the 222 connected to Herbert Hoover. You got the 222 connected to the wrestler Kamala. And then we have all these 222 gematrias with Harris, right? Harris for president, President Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, are all 222. And then she's going against Trump. And my whole channel for years has been about Trump and the number 222. And it just happens to be 222 days before Trump's birthday. So, either way, whichever way this goes, hopefully you can see that this is a script. This is rigged. All right? There's no way for all this 222 stuff to line up, day after day with these people. All right, moving on. Okay, back to the October 20th birthday. Remember, that's the day, or sorry, that's the day that Gerald Ford died, right? Not Gerald Ford, Herbert Hoover, sorry. Gerald Ford made the statement in the Herbert Hoover Library. Herbert Hoover died October 20th, 1964. Okay? That's Kamala Harris's birthday. You know who else has a birthday of October 20th? Snoop Dogg. Why does that matter? Because Snoop Dogg carried the torch at the Olympics, and they were telling Biden to pass the torch. And remember, pass the torch is 152. Like Kamala Devi Harris, like female president 152. We're going to talk more about the 152. But notice Snoop Dogg equals Kamala Harris in multiple ciphers, right? So yeah, let's talk about the 152. And again, this is when Eminem was just on stage with Obama in Michigan. And again, this was 103 days after the song Antichrist came out. The song Antichrist starts out with "The Devil Came to Michigan." So they're together 103 days after that song came out. Obama 103, Eminem 103. And again, I'm going to recap the whole Eminem-Obama thing in a few minutes. But I have this up because I want to talk about the 152s. All right, this big number with Kamala. So Eminem and Obama were just in Michigan, and Eminem rapped "Lose Yourself," the song that talks about a new world order, okay, and talks about dropping bombs. Lose Yourself 152, like Michigan 152. Eminem's full name, Marshall Bruce Mathers III 152. Look at the statement from Eminem. He said, "The spotlight is on us. Go out and vote." 152. Why does all that matter? This was at a Kamala Harris rally, guys. Look. Kamala Devi Harris 152, female president 152. We had the episode of The Simpsons, Bart to the Future. That episode of The Simpsons aired March 19th, 2000. That was 152 days after the birthday of Kamala Devi Harris. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of water. Hold on. Actually, let me blow my nose real quick, too. I got a little bit of a cold this week. Yeah, Devi like devil, right? Yeah, that's not an accident. Devi like devil. So notice Lisa Simpson has the purple jacket and the pearls, just like Kamala had at the inauguration. Okay, so there's another 152. That episode aired 152 days after the birthday of Kamala Devi Harris, which equals 152, like female president. Then remember, we had Trump at the Pennsylvania McDonald's. Trump was at the Pennsylvania McDonald's on the birthday of Kamala Harris. Remember, he said he will do everything at McDonald's. Do everything, 152, like Pennsylvania, like Kamala Devi Harris, like female president. Now also, don't forget that same day, that was the 60th birthday of Kamala Harris, right before the 60th election. And remember, Trump was working the fry station. Fry station equals 60, French fries equals 60, golden arches equals 60, Donald Trump equals 60. All in the same cipher on Kamala Harris's 60th birthday. What are the odds? And then Joe Biden equals 152. He dropped out of the race 15 weeks and 2 days before the election. What are the odds of that? And then they told him to pass the torch, 152. And then again, you had Snoop Dogg have the torch at the Olympics. He's got the same birthday as Kamala. Snoop Dogg equals Kamala Harris. And then colonoscopy, 152. Why does that matter? Because Biden briefly transferred power to Kamala Harris when he had the colonoscopy. And then the same day that Biden dropped out of the race, you had Xander Schauffele, which equals 152. He won the 152nd Open Championship. And Xander Schauffele was a perfect match to Kamala Devi Harris in 3 ciphers. And he won 96 days before his birthday, like President Kamala Harris 96 and President Harris 96. And iPet Goat 2, you have Obama sweating as he's looking at the lotus flower. Kamala means lotus flower. and it equals 49. Like Kamala Harris is the 49th VP, right? And then Obama endorsed Kamala Harris for president on 7/26. When I've been talking about the connection between Obama and the number 7/26 for years, Antichrist, Revelation, Birtherism, Affordable Care Act, Fallen Angel Obama, the King of Babylon, Yes We Can, President Obama, they all equal 7/26. So what a perfect day for Obama to endorse Kamala. And then remember when Donald Trump gave the Pope a lotus flower sculpture, and it was called Rising Above, which also had the 7/26. And then here's that 103 again, okay? Again, when Donald Trump announced re-election, it was 666 days after his last full day in office. That same day, when Trump announced re-election, was 103 days from Obama's birthday. Obama equals 103. It was also 103 weeks before the election. Okay? Also, when you write out 666, it equals 103. So what are the odds that Barack and Michelle, which equals 103, either way you type it out, what are the odds that Barack and Michelle endorsed Kamala 103 days before the election, when Obama's 103? Dragon, 103. And then Eminem's a perfect match to Dragon, right? And Eminem equals 103, right? So what are the odds you had Eminem with Obama in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist came out? Hello. The devil came to Michigan. And then they also endorsed Kamala 280 days after her birthday. Kamala Devi Harris, 280. It was also 86 days before her birthday. Kamala Harris, 86. They said they couldn't be prouder. 86. So anyways, I'm just showing you the reasons why I think, it's not a stretch to think that we're going to see a President Kamala Harris at some point. Going all the way back to I Pet Goat 2, which came out over 10 years ago. Kamala means lotus flower. Okay, now, again, Donald Trump could win the election, and Kamala could still be president, all right, between the election and inauguration. And a lot of other things are going to happen, so who knows how it's all going to shake out. But anyways, a few other observations. The election is going to be 144 days after Trump's birthday, like Jesuit Order 144. Remember, it's also going to be 222 days before his birthday. So again, I am not going to be surprised. Think about it. My whole channel is about the number 222, and half of my examples are Trump and the number 222, right? So am I going to be shocked if Donald Trump wins the election 222 days before his birthday? Absolutely not. All right? But even if he wins, I am still predicting a President Kamala Harris. All right? So I don't want anyone on election night, let's say Trump wins, they're going to be like, oh, haha, you were wrong. You said it would be President Kamala Harris. Well, you have to pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm saying eventually we will get there. Trump can win the election, and we can still have President Kamala Harris between the election and inauguration. All right? Okay, so the inauguration is going to be 76 days after the election, like Donald John Trump equals 76. And also, the inauguration is going to be 7 months and 6 days after Trump's birthday, another 76. And the inauguration is also going to be 220 days after Trump's birthday. Donald John Trump equals 220. And this is what Cody found. Great find by Cody. November 5th, right? Remember the 5th of November? Guy Fawkes Day. So the election is on Guy Fawkes Day, and Donald J. Trump is a perfect match to Guy Fawkes Day. All right? So what are the odds of that? And then Guy Fawkes Day 176. It's also called Guy Fawkes Night, which is 176. And that's remember the 5th of November, which equals 176. And the real name of Guy Fawkes is Guido Fawkes, which equals 176. And Back to the Future, right? They go back to November 5th in Back to the Future, the election day. Notice Back to the Future 176, like Donald J. Trump. And remember, Back to the Future, they got to reach 88 miles per hour. Trump equals 88. Biff is Trump. He's got the Gray Sports Almanac. Gray Sports Almanac equals 222, like Trump. And again, this all came from Cody here, too. So good job, Cody. This is also from Cody. He showed that the election, remember in Back to the Future, they go back to November 5th, 1955. The election going to be November 5th, 2024. That's going to be 828 months after November 5th, 1955. Like Donald Trump is 828. And then also, America is 248 years old right now. So is the Illuminati. Notice first woman president is 248. But also, Trump assassination, 248. President Donald Trump, 248. And again, I expect this to happen in the next year. Trump assassination and first woman president. All right. That's it on the election notes. I got one more thing to show you guys, so stick around. But yeah, again, this could go either way. My predictions are still the same. You know, Trump could win the election 222 days before his birthday, but we're still going to see President Kamala Harris at some point. And, you know, worst case scenario, which I don't see happening, but let's say I'm just completely wrong and all this stuff about Kamala becoming president doesn't really happen. I mean, she technically was already president for 85 minutes, but that's, you know, I'm not banking on that. But anyways, let me get some feedback in the chat. What do you guys think? What do you think about the election being 222 days before Trump's birthday and all these connections to the 222? I mean, is this all a coincidence, you know? And I'm sorry, I wish I could tell you guys exactly who's going to win on election night, but I really don't know. All I know are my predictions. We're going to have President Kamala Harris at some point, and Donald Trump is going to be assassinated. But it's all going to be staged, just like Butler and all the other attempts. Okay, let me get to the last part here. See, for me, it's more important to tell you that we're going to have President Kamala Harris at some point than just to tell you who's going to win the election, because, you know, again, I don't even know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I just know it's all scripted, clearly, and it just makes a lot of sense that Trump could win and Kamala could still get in there. Or the other way this could go, Kamala wins, straight up wins, and then in the process of trying to overturn the election, that's when they try to take out Trump. So something like that could happen. Okay, you guys ready for one of the biggest Antichrist confirmations of all time? For anyone who missed it, this is like the decode of the year right here. So, Eminem was with Obama in Michigan on October 22nd. Okay, they were at a Kamala Harris rally, and Eminem introduced Obama, and then Obama started a rap. And what's so crazy about this is this year, 2024, Eminem put out a song called Antichrist. All right? Eminem put out a song this year called Antichrist. The song came out July 12th, 2024. Eminem was with Obama in Michigan on October 22nd, 2024. That means Eminem was with Obama 103 days after the song Antichrist was released. Think about the odds of this. The song is called Antichrist. The first part of the song says, "The devil came to Michigan." The devil came to Michigan. That's the first part of the song. Eminem introduces Obama in Michigan. 103 days after the song Antichrist was released. Obama 103, Eminem 103, Dragon 103. I mean, is that not like a clear full circle? I mean, Antichrist, Michigan. 103 days later, he's with the Antichrist in Michigan. It's undeniable. It is really, really undeniable. And again, I've shown you all the other examples with Obama in the 103. From when they endorsed Kamala 103 days before the election, or when Trump announced re-election 103 weeks before the election and 103 days from Obama's birthday. But it was also 666 days after Trump's last full day in office. When you write out 666, it equals 103. Right? And then let me show you how Eminem is a perfect match to Dragon. Look. There's Eminem. Dragon, another name for the devil, right? Look at this. Perfect match. So the guy with the song Antichrist, his name is a perfect match to Dragon. Okay? So is that a coincidence? I don't think so. So, Eminem puts out the song Antichrist where it says the devil came to Michigan, and then Eminem meets with Obama in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist comes out when Obama equals 103. If this doesn't prove, on top of the other 10,000 decodes, if this right here doesn't tell you Obama is the Antichrist, I really don't know what will. You know? But anyways, I'll keep trying. So, Obama 103, Eminem 103, Dragon 103. And why is it so important for people to know that the Antichrist is here? Because if the Antichrist is here, if the beast system is here, that means Jesus is coming very soon, which is a very big deal. Notice Barack Hussein Obama equals the Antichrist. Is that a coincidence? It was also, they were together 14 weeks and 4 days after the song Antichrist was released. Notice Antichrist Barack Obama 144. Like Mark of the Beast equals 144. And then look, Eminem is a perfect match to Dragon. And then look at the numbers. Eminem 32, 103, 31. Obama 32, 103, 31. So, Eminem equals Dragon. Obama equals Dragon. Eminem equals Obama. Is it all a coincidence? Marshall Bruce Mathers, 323. Barack Hussein Obama, 323. Lucifer, 323. Eminem, 32. Barack Obama, 32. Same cipher. It was in Detroit, Michigan at a Harris rally. Detroit, 44. Michigan, 44. Harris, 44. Obama, number 44. Fallen angel equals 44. Lightning equals 44. Barack means lightning. Bama from the heights. So Luke 10:18. Right? I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven. And Barack means lightning. Bama the heights, like heaven. Oh, by the way, back to the very beginning. The devil came to Michigan, okay? So, Obama was with Eminem in Michigan. Guess who did a rally? Guess who did a rally with Kamala Harris in Michigan just days after this happened? Michelle Obama. So, both of the Obamas were in Michigan on the same week, just a couple days apart. The devil came to Michigan, right? So just wanted to throw that in there too. And again, remember Michigan, 152, like Lose Yourself, 152, like Kamala Devi Harris, 152. And then the last part here, somebody a couple days ago in my comments, they asked me, They said, hey, do you ever use the Strong's? You ever use Strong's Concordance? And I said, yeah. And here's a great example right here. Okay? For anyone who doesn't think Obama is the Antichrist, check this out. When Obama announced that he was running for president, it was February 10th, 2007. Obama was born August 4th, 1961. So we know Luke 10:18 says, I beheld Satan as Barack Obama, right? It says, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven. Strong's 1300, Barack, lightning. Strong's 1116, Bama, a high place, like heaven. So long story short, Luke 10:18, I beheld Satan as Barack Obama. Remember Obama's slogan, yes we can? When you listen to it backwards, what do you hear? When you listen to yes we can backwards, you hear thank you Satan. Right? So we've established a connection between Obama and Satan, right? So what are the odds when Obama announced he was running for president, he just happened to be 45 years, 6 months, and 6 days old? Why does that matter? Why does it matter that Barack Obama announced he was running for president 45 years, 6 months, and 6 days after he was born? Because Strong's 4566 is Satan. How about that? Of all the days that he could announce he's running for president, just happened to be 45 years, 6 months, and 6 days after his birth. Strong's 4566, Satan. Yep. Don't forget, if you add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama, it equals 666. They say he was born in Hawaii. Hawaii equals 666. Remember Obama's birthday where they asked people to chip in? Either $6, $60, or $600. That was on Obama.org. That adds up to 666. Remember when Obama's chef was found dead 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days after Obama's last day in office? And a million other examples with the 666. How about when Michelle Obama's mom just died? If you go back 666 days, you land on Barack Obama's birthday. Is it all a coincidence? I don't think so. Alright guys, that is it for today. If anybody wants to help out the channel, here's how you can do so. Any support, very much appreciated. I got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. You can also mail something if you'd like. And thank you very much to everyone who does support. You guys are amazing. But yeah, guys, I don't think it's a coincidence that Obama was with Eminem, which both equal 103. They were together in Michigan exactly 103 days after the song Antichrist released. And the first part of the song, the devil came to Michigan. This is insane. So, I definitely would encourage y'all to take a screenshot of this and share it everywhere you can. You know? Or just share this video. Or just hit the like button. Do something. Help me out, man. Because it's really hard getting this information out. You know what I mean? By the way, I've had over 10 channels deleted. And I'm censored and all that stuff. So, any help getting this information out, very much appreciated. Okay, I think that's it. Let's just double check. Just make sure I don't have anything else to talk about. Here, let me go get my barking dog real quick. Here, give me 1 second. All right, so here's what we were just looking at with the 103, right, with Eminem and Obama together in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist, where it says the devil came to Michigan. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Of all the states, right? So, again, just showing the same patterns. Barack and Michelle, 103. Obama, 103. They endorsed Kamala for president 103 days before the election. Okay? Why do we keep seeing this pattern with 103 and Obama? Why? Because it's all scripted. See, when Donald Trump announced re-election? By the way, how could you vote for somebody, if you're aware of my channel, how could you vote for somebody who announced re-election 666 days after their last full day in office? The same person who calls himself the father of the vaccine and rolled out Operation Warp Speed. I just don't understand it. But anyways, when Trump announced re-election, that was 666 days after his last full day in office. Well, that same day was 103 days after Obama's birthday and 103 weeks before the election. So again, we got the 666 connected to Obama with the 103. And here's what I just talked about. What is this? Oh, by the way, when you had, remember you had Michelle Obama, Big Mike, also in Michigan? When she was in Michigan, or he was in Michigan, whatever it is, that was 2 months and 22 days before her birthday. Another 222 to go with the Antichrist Barack Obama and President Kamala Harris. All right, let me just make sure there's nothing else to talk about. I think we're all caught up. Yep, I think we're there. All right. Let me turn this thing around. Thank you, Serena. I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions or anything to add? Let me know. If not, we will wrap it up. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Six Miracles. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Red Bull Vodka, Chris, Todd, Judy, Lego Show, Charles, Betty. Thank you guys for hanging out today. But yeah, I expect things to get pretty crazy here in the next couple days. We'll see if we get anything major before the election, but election night on, I just expect it to be just craziness, man. It's going to get crazy because either way it goes, you're going to have a base pretty upset, right? Let's say Trump wins, right? All the Kamala people are going to melt down, and if Kamala wins, all the Trump people say it's stolen and all that. So we'll see how it goes. I expect the ultimate order out of chaos here in the United States over the next 6 months, maybe a little longer. I give it to like June of 2025. I think by then America is going to be unrecognizable. I expect a lot to happen in the next year. Dollar crash, World War III already started years ago. It's just going to involve the U.S. Trump assassination, President Kamala Harris. It's all going to happen in the next year. So those are my predictions. And again, I am not going to be surprised if Trump wins the election 222 days before his birthday when Trump equals 222. But even if he loses, or even if he wins, we're going to see President Kamala Harris at some point. All right? I guarantee you. There's too much there. the lotus flower, all the 152s, all the 222s, the pass the torch. It's just, there's so much there for Kamala to be president at some point. I can't see it not happening, even if it is just for a couple months. And also, there's so much going to happen. War and dollar crash and so much. Who knows? You know, who knows how it's all going to play out. But it's going to be pretty crazy. It's already pretty crazy, but after November 5th, things are really, really going to pick up. And that's my prediction. And hopefully somewhere in the middle of all this stuff that's going to happen in the next year, hopefully the rapture will happen soon. Again, I do believe in a rapture. I don't know where we are in the timeline. I don't know if the tribulation already started, and we're like mid-tribulation right now. I don't know. All I know, I do believe in a rapture. All right, and many verses back it up. Matthew 24:40, 2 will be in a field, one will be taken, one will be left. Luke 21:36. Pray always that you're worthy to escape these things and stand before the Son of Man. Revelation 3:10. I will keep you from the hour of trial. 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17. We're going to be caught up, harpazo, in the air to meet the Lord in the air. It also says we're not all going to sleep. Some of us are going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. But then you do have Matthew 24 that says after the tribulation of those days, so maybe we do have to go through some tribulation, right? But it also says that people will be eating, drinking, giving in marriage. In other words, they're going to be caught off guard. And I don't think anyone's going to be caught off guard after, everyone's had their heads chopped off and all that. So, I guess you could say I lean more towards a mid-tribulation or pre-wrath, a pre-wrath escape, So, and if you don't agree with that, that's totally fine. I mean, everyone interprets things differently. Plus, I would have to imagine that God would reward those that made themselves ready, right? Like it says, don't be a foolish virgin. So, anyways, I've also had rapture dreams, not just me. Many people have had them. And again, you would think there'd be some kind of reward for, being born again in these times and putting God number one. Why wouldn't we get some little escape, And then people say, well, what about these people that had to suffer this? And what about those people? They didn't get to escape. Well, this is a different time. This is the worst time in world history. This is God's wrath coming. So, anyways, I do believe in an escape. And let's say I'm wrong, right? Let's say I'm wrong and I've misinterpreted it wrong and there is no escape. And we got to all stay here till the end and we all have to have our heads chopped off. Totally fine with it. I'm not scared, not worried. That's just how I interpret it. I do believe there is an escape. I think it's coming very soon. But let's say there is no rapture or harpazo, which I don't believe, but let's say that's the case. I'm going to make it. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to make it too. So whether it's rapture or we got to stick around all the way to the end, we're going to do what we got to do. We're going to hang in there and we're going to get through it. We just got to keep putting God number one and it'll all go from there. That's all you got to do. Put God number one in your life. You must be born again. Get rid of the idolatry in your life. If you got anything above God in your life, get rid of it. Whether it's politics, no sound. Is anybody else having no sound? Or is it just one person? Let me know. But yeah, all you got to do, guys, you must be born again. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. By the way, that whole verse equals 11:11. Yeah, I think it's just the one person with the no audio. You might want to refresh or something. I don't know. But yeah, end times for sure, guys. We're late in the game. We're in overtime. I mean, it's pretty crazy. We're almost in 2025, and it was 2020 when they declared the pandemic 666 days after the Clade X pandemic simulation. Like, full-blown beast system at this point. You know what I mean? So I don't know everything. I'm just a guy, and all I can do is show you guys what I've been shown. And what it looks like to me, it looks like Obama's the Antichrist. It looks like Pope Francis is the false prophet. It looks like Donald Trump is part of the beast system, and he works with Obama. I think he's the seventh king. I think the beast system is here. I think Jesus is coming soon. I think the rapture is soon. I think America is going to be destroyed in World War III. I think the dollar is going to crash. I think you're going to have camps everywhere. I think it's going to be like the Hunger Games here in the United States by 2025. And, you know, that's why they did the Francis Scott Key Bridge. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Star Spangled Banner equals 666. Hey, Cozy, good to see you. And that was one of the biggest rituals ever. Again, that bridge collapse happened at 1:28 a.m. Bridge collapse equals 1:28. It was the Francis Scott Key Bridge. And the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed 128 days from Francis Scott Key's birthday. And it was also 128 days from Joe Biden's birthday. And it happened in Maryland, which equals 128, and Power Grid equals 128. And Obama's movie, where the cargo ship loses control, Leave the World Behind, that movie came out on December 8th, 128. And the cargo ship in that movie is called White Lion. White Lion equals 128. With 128 minutes left in that movie, White Lion loses control, comes ashore. 128 minutes into that movie, they show a bridge collapse. President Barack Obama equals 128. And there might have been more, but yeah, that's enough. Bridge collapse equals 128. It happened at 1:28 a.m., 128 days from Francis Scott Key's birthday. It was a Francis Scott Key Bridge. How do you explain that? It's undeniable. And then you have a cargo ship hit the bridge after Obama just put out his movie where a cargo ship loses control. And the cargo ship is called White Lion, which equals 128. Come on. It's undeniable. That was Obama's movie. So if Obama's out here putting out movies like Leave the World Behind, and then they're coming out with movies like Civil War, and all this stuff is going on, and then you got Obama up here with Eminem 103 days after the Antichrist song, when Eminem and Obama both equal 103. It says the devil came to Michigan. Like, wow. It's all pretty obvious, man. All the stuff going on, it's all connected to Obama. I've also had over 10 dreams about Obama. So, I do feel like God is speaking to me in these last days. I also had a dream when I was 10 years old. And in the dream, Jesus baptized me in a river, brought me up out of the water, said, prepare them. And I was 10 years old. So, also my last name, Acquaviva, means water of life, living water. You know, God showed me the 222 back in 2019 before COVID. So I do feel like God is using me to reach people in these last days and let them know. Get right, because Jesus is coming soon. Amen. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of the channel. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And do me a favor on the way out. Please hit the like and the share. Very much appreciated. And as always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.